Hey, Bayward Boondocker here. I'm going to show you a personal tip of mine that I use to save a considerable amount of money on heating in the dead of winter. I had an electric bill for heating that was over $200 for 1 month, and I'm living in a moderate climate. I'm in the Bay Area, so it doesn't get too cold here, so there's really no excuse for using that much electricity just to heat. So what I do is I use propane heating. So when I got that bill for $200, I realized this is not going to work. Here I am trying to live in an RV to be thrifty, to save money, and this bill is outrageous. I've got to reduce this. And the reason the bill is outrageous is because you're living in an RV, the insulation is very poor. There's really non-insulation, I guess you could look at it that way. And all the heat you're producing in here is leaking through little cracks and crevices, also through the windows. They're single pane windows. So I've got a 1993 RV, so it doesn't have the double pane windows that you see commonly in newer RVs. So having said that, I have reduced my cost from $200 down to $17 a month, and that's almost free in my opinion. And I have an abundance of heat. I have so much heat. I mean, it's blowing me out of the RV at night. I mean, it's insane. So what I do, and a lot of other RV boondockers do this, I will show you a hands-on of what I use, but it is the Mr. Buddy in conjunction with a propane tank, external propane tank, 20-gallon. You refill that for $17. That seems to be lasting me over a month. I guess it's going to depend on the time of year, of course, but I seem to, in the dead of winter, be getting through just one propane tank. Of course, I work during the day, so I'm not home at all times, so it's usually just a couple hours during the night. But anyhow, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the parts that I use to do this. Okay, and this is what makes it happen. It's the Mr. Heater. It's the Big Buddy model propane. A portable propane heater. This is your largest investment here, $129. You can get it off Amazon. I encourage you to use the link that I provide in the description if you appreciate this information. So this is the first thing you need to do. It's the Big Buddy model, so that means it's got these two burners right here. And let me tell you, you get that thing on high, and it is going to blow you out of the RV. So I only run one of the burners. That's enough. And I try to run it on the lowest setting possible to save on the fuel. But it's very efficient, works really well. The second product, what you want to do is hook this up to an external 20 pound or 20-gallon propane tank here. Instead of buying this on Amazon, I would recommend that you get this from one of these places locally that will refill the propane tank for you. They've got an exchange system. So for instance, I bought mine at Walmart. I think it was like $40 some, but that'll allow me to bring their tank back and exchange another one. So what I've done is I've purchased two of these tanks, about $80. That way, when one runs out, I just throw it in my car, and then take the other one out of my shed, and then hook that up. And that way, I've always got heat. I'm not going to run out of heat. In a pinch, of course, I could always use my electrical heater, but it's not cost efficient. The other thing you're going to need in order to hook that propane tank up to the Big Buddy is to use this Mr. Heater hose. It's specifically made for the Big Buddy. You can buy cheaper hoses, but I think I would recommend, based on the reviews that I've read, I would recommend buying this one because some users have wrote about, in the reviews, they've wrote about problems with the PSI being too high that's coming out of the 20-gallon propane tank, and I think it causes black fluid to be the pressure is too high, and that causes some problems with the Big Buddy heater system. So I would recommend to get this particular hose because it's got this little regulator right there on the end. That's why you're paying the big money for it. But let me go ahead and show you. I'll fire it up and show you what it looks like. So right here is where I put it. It's kind of by a window, and that what I do is I crack it open for a little bit of ventilation, because it is dangerous running propane in your living quarters. It does let off some fumes, CO2, and if that builds up, you may die. It's really not that dangerous. Don't worry. You have to get up to around 200 parts per million. And I've been using this thing for a couple months, and I haven't had that problem. So you can see the little pilot light is going off right there. I'm gonna have a hard time lighting this because I've got a fan on right now because, like I said, it's a hot day. So turn that off, and I'm gonna turn the gas up here. And I don't know if so can you see the flame right there? So what I do is when I first turn it on, I put it up to medium. Anything past that, and it will use the second burner here. Already it's putting out a lot of heat. It's very efficient. I love it. So after a while, and you may not be able to see it because of the lighting conditions, but this ceramic heater portion right here will turn, it'll glow bright red. And once it starts to heat up, you can turn it down. This is what I like to do. I like to get it to the lowest setting here before it actually goes out, and that'll just provide me with a steady flow of heat throughout the night. And of course I turn it off before I go to bed. It has some safety features built into it. It's if the CO2 levels in the air get too high, it's got an auto shut off feature to it. I know people are worried that they say they panic and it's not safe and all this blah blah blah. I mean, I haven't seen one reported death, I guess, from this, so not that would validate using it or anything, but I mean, you're going to be safe. What I did is, if the CO2 gets too high in the air, they say it will shut off, but as an additional safety precaution, I have also purchased this. It's a CO2 carbon monoxide alarm, I guess is what it is actually, and I think I got it up to like 30 parts per million or something like that, and it starts beeping. So you want to, I think I paid about $25 for this thing on Amazon, and then I just screwed it in. I love my drill, and I love to hang stuff in small spaces. It's very efficient. And anyway, I can't seem to get that on right here. I can't line up the holes. Anyways, I'll put that over here. But anyhow, that's only gone off once for me the entire time that I've had this, and it was because I didn't have a window cracked. So you're gonna be okay. I wouldn't recommend going to bed with this thing on. I usually just turn it off before bed, and then I've got a down comforter, and you could be in the coldest conditions, and that is going to keep you warm. And that's actually an additional tip, is to use a down comforter, because man, that's a cheap way of staying warm. And then what you do is, here's that regulator that I was talking about, and it's got this the hose with the actual regulator valve on here. What that does is lowers the PSI coming out of the tank, so I guess it's better for the Mr. Buddy. And then for the video here, I'm gonna say that I keep this outside for all those people worried about safety and everything. It's advised not to keep that inside your living quarters, so I'm not gonna make a video and say that I actually do that, but so yeah, for the video I keep that out here. So hey, check it out. I was doing my laundry. This is what I used to do my laundry now. And so anyway, I hope that was a tip that you can appreciate. Like I said, I got my cost down from $200 to $20 a month for heating, and it's completely off the grid. You don't need to be plugged into an electrical outlet. It's totally portable, I can take that Mr. Heater, and I haven't done it yet, but what I plan to do is, because that little hose right there that I was showing you, that is pretty long, and I can basically put this Mr. Heater anywhere I want in the RV, and I'm gonna put that maybe so when I'm sleeping at night I can heat up the back of the RV. I'm gonna mount it somewhere. So anyhow, if this was helpful to you, go ahead and make a purchase, and please use the link that I'm providing. This is an experiment for me. I'm going to be making like video reviews, and I'm going to provide an affiliate link. So if you click on that, then apparently I will get 5% of the sale, which is not much, but it's beer money, and it'll keep me doing videos. So alright, have a good one.